I see calls about peace in the region. We've never threatened the peace. Venezuela has been an aggressive country threatening peace. They like to politically blame imperialism and everything else for their woes. They would blame the United States of America, and I think it's part of campaigning and showing up their base to have an outside foe to fight against so you can mobilize your base. But we have never threatened any country. Venezuela has threatened our border. They've threatened to annex our territory. They've threatened to leave the peaceful means of settling this border issue, which is the ICJ, which is in most civilized countries and in a civilized world, that's what people do.
That was Vice President Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo during a press conference at the Office of the President on Thursday. He said Venezuela's entire campaign, historically and more recently, has been based on misinformation and lies, and it has now graduated to accuse Guyana of being an aggressor. Jagdeo said this is even more worrying when seemingly sensible people would choose to be ignorant of historical facts.
It boggles my mind that seemingly sensible people would choose to be so ignorant about historical facts. Facts that are well documented. It's either they have chosen to be ignorant, as I said before, or are conveniently using the misinterpretation to serve a political aim.
Jagdeo said part of the lies coming out of Venezuela was that Guyana was supporting the ambitions of the United States of America and was facilitating the establishment of a military base here. Notwithstanding, the Vice President said all options are available to defend the country against Venezuela's ambitions, which seeks to annex Guyana's Essequibo by force and sideline the process before the International Court of Justice.
They've said to the ICJ, the lawyer said, Venezuela will not invade Guyana. We give you that assurance. Maduro has been saying this to CARICOM countries, the CARICOM leaders. But when you listen to Delcia Rodriguez, you wonder if Maduro is just using her to carry this aggressive line. You can never be sure. She talks about, like, next week they'll be in Guyana. But if she thinks that we will roll over as Guyana and succumb to their imperialist ambitions in Guyana, then they're false. The international community stands by this. I don't know if they're miscalculating based on what happened in Crimea and the other places. But it would be a grave miscalculation on their part. Now, we have never been interested in having military bases here, but we have to protect our national interests.
Asked about the unity of CARICOM in supporting Guyana, Jagdeo said the Secretariat has issued very forceful statements that were approved by all the heads of government, and he does not believe the public and the private assurances will change now. The border controversy is squarely before the World Court, and Guyana hopes for a final binding settlement that affirms the 1899 arbitral award that established the existing boundary between itself and Venezuela. Essentially, Guyana wants the court to reaffirm that the Essequibo region is its own. Jagdeo said Guyana is open to dialogue with Venezuela, but there will be no stopping of the process before the ICJ. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.